Hello and welcome to a Masters 25 draft here with me, Simon. Alright, what do we got here? We got a Vesuvan Shapeshifter, which is... I should probably bring up the preview pane because some of these cards are kind of complicated. So this is a 5 mana clone, but you can also morph it for 3 mana and then morph it up for 2, which means that it copies any creature on the battlefield. If there is an uncommon that makes you go infinite, it's called Brine Elemental. So if you can get them both, you can lock your opponent out of a draw step, which is pretty sick. I think I'm going to take that card. That card, I've only played with it in Time Spiral Limited, but it was very good there. It's very flexible, 3 mana 2/2, which is fine. And then once your opponent plays a good creature or you play a good creature, you can morph it up and copy it. So that's pretty good. I also like Treasure Keeper, colorless, good card. And Fathom Seer and Sift are good cards which you can wheel. Both are blue card advantage cards, which I don't think it's unreasonable for us to wheel. But I'm going to start with this and hope to get a Brine Elemental. That would be kind of cool. Alright, here we have a Sift, which is a very good card. 4 mana, draw 3, discard 1. I'm pretty sure you can do some sick stuff with Sada too. There is nothing I can think of, but there usually is. As for white, we have 2 good options. Fiend Hunter, which is a very solid card, and also Court Hussar, which is a blue-white option. You really want to be white, I think, if you play that card. So I think Fiend Hunter is a better card than Sift. But Sift let us stay on color. So I'm going to take Sift and stay a little bit open. I think blue-white is a fine color combination, but usually the problem I have is that white seems to be pretty aggressive with Savannah Lions and other cards, and blue probably wants to be a controlling color. So it could be wrong, but I'm going to take Sift. I think this is a good format for Sift because you have some cheap removal spells like Pacifism. Tree of Redemption. That is an interesting card. That's a card that people have been mocking. But this is of course limited, so we're not going to care too much about that. Angelic Page is a fine little aggressive card. Dragon's Eye Savant is a downshift from uncommon. It's a 0/6 wall, but you can also morph it and look at their hand. So if for some reason it's attacking them, it's a fine card. I remember that card being pretty sweet in cons. So I don't remember how good this card was. I don't think it was that great, to be honest. So maybe I'm just gonna keep staying open and taking this Dragon's Eye Savant. Heavy Arbalest I think was good when you had infect cards, but I'm gonna keep with blue. I don't think Tree of Redemption is that insane. Conflux, now that's more of a constructed card. We have some black options here. We have Fallen Angel. 3/3 flyer for 5. You can sack creature get +2/+1. I think that card is fine, but not insane. Ancient Craving. Draw 3 card, lose 3 life. I think that's going to be worse than Sift. I'd rather discard a random card like a land rather than lose 3 life. And it's not really necessary to go into another color. I like Accumulated Knowledge if you can get like 4, but that's not necessarily something. I don't like Coralhelm Guide too much. Ambassador Oak is fine. This card I think is good. Maybe I take this card and then maybe I can wheel Court Hussar. I think this card is a pretty fine blocker and it's pretty nice to discard to Sift too. So I'm gonna go for that here. Zombify. Don't know about that. Urg Raiders is an aggressive card, which I don't really like. We also have Guise of the Moors, 3/1 flyer for 3. There's nothing wrong with that. It is a little fragile, but you usually pay 4 mana for that nowadays. I guess if you're playing black. So Zombify I guess could be sweet with Sift, but I don't really know what card you want to reanimate with that. So I'm gonna take Guise of the Moors and maybe I can get those Court Hussars back. Ooh, Blue Sun Zenith. I love that card back in Scars. Just ends the game, and the nice thing is this card you can't even get decked because you can cast this for 0 and shuffle it back. So if you're ever gonna get decked, you can start casting this for 0. Also it's target player, so you can deck your opponent maybe. Arcane Denial is a card I don't like at all. If you don't know what it does, it counters a spell and the controller of the spell gets to draw 2 cards while you draw 1 card. But they get to use the cards first. I think that card is just not good. I like Loyal Sentry too. It's basically a 1/1 Death Touch, but I'm gonna take Blue Sunseed and keep going on control. And boom! Brine Elemental. This is a very good combo with this card because it means your opponent's never gonna untap. What you do is you cast Brine Elemental, unmorph it. They do not get an untap step. Then you cast this face down and morph it up and copy Brine Elemental, which means that your opponent does not get to untap. Then you can turn this card face down every draw step. So yeah, we're gonna take Brine Elemental and go for Pickles Lock. That was the name of Pickles. Another sweet combo, by the way, with this card is you can Cloud Shift it. So if you cast this for 3 mana, you can cast Cloud Shift and then you have a 5/4. So it's either Cloud Shift, what I'm talking about, or Quicksand. Brainstorm, I don't think it's that good in this format because you don't have too many shuffle effects. Yeah, if you can get Ash Barrens, it's kind of sweet, but I'm a little bit tempted by Cloud Shift. I think blue-white, generally speaking, is a blink color. You can get Mana Wars and stuff, so I'm going to take Cloud Shift. And yeah, let's look at our curve here. Yeah, I guess I'll take another Sift. It's on color. None of the other cards are that insane. I think Dusklegion Zealot is fine. Ambassador Oak is fine. And you can probably draft some sweet Relentless Rat Stick. Especially if you get that rare Rat Catcher. Ooh, and we get Cortosar back. So, Cortosar is not the best card to Cloud Shift because you have to sacrifice it. But it is a very solid 1/3 for free that looks at the top 3 card. Basically, it's Seagate Oracle, but with 2 upsides. You get to look at an extra card, and it has Vigilance. But you have to be 2 colors. But if you love Seagate Oracle, you gotta love this card. Okay, so here we have a choice between Fencing Ace, which is more, I think, an aggressive card. Though I guess you could have it be pretty good against a bunch of 1 toughness creatures, or Angelic Page, which is a 2/2 block flying blocker. So I'm gonna take that card. Okay, so this is a league, so I don't really care about hate drafting Red Elemental Blast. I'm just going to take Conflux because it is a rare. Assembly Worker, which is a 3/3 blocker. You can block and pump itself, and then it's a 3/3, but man, it's pretty bad. Take the blue card here. And yeah, looking for Mana War to use with Cloud Shift. Looking for maybe another Brine Elemental. Maybe we can even get a Vesuvan Shapeshifter. Okay. So what do we got here? We got Collision Relic, which I think is a sweet ramp card. I'm pretty interested in that card because it ramps us up to the Pickles combo. You can unmorph this, works very good with Blue Sunseed. It's also Squadron Hawk, but for those of you who know about Legion Conquistador, you really want to get 3 or 4 of those. I don't think we need another Sift, and this Dragon's Eye Savant Dauntless Qatar. I don't prioritize them too high. So I'm going to take Collision Relic. It's a nice ramp spell. Remove Pillage to the sideboard. This basically works the way that you can either use it for 1 mana of any color, or you can load it up. So it means that it taps for 2 mana the next turn. So if you cast this on turn 3 and do not use the mana, you can cast a 6-drop on turn 4. Which could, for example, be Blue Sunseed for free. Or Sift into a 2-drop. There's some sweet things you can do. I don't know about this card yet. It is a 2/2 blocker, but you can also pump up your own creatures. Okay, now we have a tough decision. There is Man of War, which I like. There is also Bident of Tassa, which I remember was pretty insane, but you need evasive creatures for this to be really good. And there's also another Brine Elemental. I think I'm gonna take the Brine Elemental. I just want to make sure I have this nice Pickles combo. And this card is fine on its own. 2 mana, 3 mana 2/2, and then you can morph it up for a big swing to make them skip your untap step, and you have then a 5/4. Also works very good with Cloud Shift. I guess Man of War also works good with Cloud Shift. But I'm going to take the uncommon here. I don't think this is really a great deck for Bident of Tassa. And the reason I take an uncommon over a common is that I'm more likely to see more Mana Wars, even though the card is excellent. But I'm less likely to see a Brine Element. Speaking of morphs, here is Willbender. That's usually a pretty sick card. So it is a 3 mana 2/2. You can morph up for 2 mana and change the target. So you can change the removal spells they cast to their own creature. That is value. Notion Thief is more a constructed card, but I have to remind you that Brainstorm is in this format. So if you Notion Thief in face of a Brainstorm, that's pretty good. I also like Ghost Ship, probably like it better than Griffin Protector. But I'm gonna take Willbender. That card is usually pretty insane. Aladarm is cool, huh? Okay, cool. I think Merfolk Looter is a nice card. He loots you into your Pickles combo. That's usually a very good card. I wouldn't mind another Willbender, but I like Merfolk Looter. Alright, another Angelic Page. Kongming, Sleeping Dragon. 2/2 gives you other creatures +1/+1. I don't think this is really a good deck for that card. I think I'm going to take Savannah Lions, just as an early blocker. This deck is looking a little bit expensive right now. And we got some card draw, and we have 2 Sifts. You can usually afford to play one of these. It's nice to have an early card that keeps your opponent off your back. We're not splashing anything, so Prophetic Prism. It's not looking that good. I'm just going to look at my sideboard, see if I have something I want to splash. No. Take Savannah Lion. Twisted Image. Interesting. It's also Shoreline Ranger. Flying Island Cycling. I guess the card is fine. This card I don't like at all, by the way. It draws a card for each tapped creature opponent controls, which means that by the times when this is good is when your opponent is attacking you with a lot of creatures, which means you don't really want this kind of effect. Also Twisted Image. Usually a fine card. Kills walls. And can sometimes combine with some cards. This figure is the best card in the pack. I think I'm going to take Shoreline Ranger though. That could be good. Phantasmal Bear. 2/2 for 1 mana. When it comes to target, you sacrifice it. I don't know if there's too many tappers in this set, so I don't know. Discard. Okay, this card actually ramps you. It looks kind of spicy. I think I'm going to take Cloud Shift just in case I pick up some more cards that are worthy of blinking. Alright, this card I like. It's an early defensive card, and yeah, I like it better than Sweaty Cavern and Disenchant. And yeah, I'm gonna take a 3rd Sift. I think 3 Sift is about maximum. It makes this card also better. You cast this on turn 2, and then you defend yourself, and then you draw more cards and set up the Pickles combo. Now I can take a Quicksand. I think that's a fine card. That's for colorless or give an attacking creature without fighting -1, -2. It makes your mana a little bit worse, but that's fine. Alright. I don't think Man of War is going to wheel, sadly, but that's going to be a high priority. But I really wanted the 2nd Brine Elemental. There it is. I don't know why it's hiding there. I guess I sorted it about 3 mana because it's a morph. But I'm going to put 1 Cloud Shift in the sideboard for the moment. It is pretty good with Brine Elemental though. Alright, I'm going to take Ghost Ship. I think that card is fine. I think it probably is better than Guise of the Moors. Less fragile. I have a million free drops, so I guess I'm moving Guise of the Moors to my sideboard. I could technically be another color than white too. I mean, I don't have that many white cards. But we'll see. And it's a nice combo with Sift. Okay, I don't like that card Denial. I'll take a Renewed Faith. There may be some matchup where you want that card. Oh yeah, Cortazar is another reason why I don't want to be white, by the way. They can accumulate the knowledge just in case. And wow, that's a late God's Willing. Still don't think Twisted Image is very good, so I'll take God's Willing. I don't think of any too many walls in this set. There is no Wall of Roots or something like that. There is no Overgrown Battlement. I can't think of any good 0 power cards you want to cast Twisted Image on. This card was very good in Teros, but that was a heroic set, so that's why probably. This card may enable us to splash, but the only card I've seen that was somewhat worthy of a splash was Disfigure, and Disfigure is not a card you want to splash. I don't think. It's too low impact in the late game. And the Coral Helm Guide, which I don't think I'm gonna play. I have better options. Can be a nice sideboard card against some decks, maybe. Alright, so what are we getting in the last pack? The suspense is unbearable. By the way, if you look at our curve, it has a lot of free drops in the skies because all these morphs are free drops. I wonder if this card is good enough. 3 for fly for 6 is not good enough. Island Cycling is not really something we need. We'll see. It's very possible I'm going to replace this card. Alright. Not too impressed with this pack. The most spicy option seems to be Treasure Keeper. Colorless card that lets you cascade basically when it dies. That was a very good card in Adder Revolt. Retraction Helix is an interesting option, but can't really see too many cards that combos with it. So it's basically just a bad Disperse. I mean, it's 1 mana cheaper, but you also have to tap a creature. So I'm gonna take Treasure Keep. I think the card is a fine card. Little disappointed to first pick it, of course, but what can you do? Alright. I really don't want Force if that's too much. There is Squadron Hawk, but we don't have any other cards. Any other Squadron Hawks. This card is basically just a 2/2 for 2 mana if you don't have green. I guess I have a Coalition Relic. Don't want God's Willing. And yeah. This card is powerful, but probably not worth splashing. I guess I'll take Squadron Hawk in case I get some more. Horseshoe Crab. You really want to combine that with, yeah, maybe Retraction Helix, but maybe I get some more Squadron Hawks. And then I can pick up a Brainstorm. I guess Squadron Hawk Brainstorm is a little bit of a nice combo. Plague Wing. That's a little too slow. Looks like another Courtesar to me. There's nothing wrong with that card. I would like to pick up a Pacifism. I haven't seen a Pacifism yet. And that's kind of worrying. But yeah, so if you blink this card, it gets sacrificed. Which could be fine. I mean, if you don't really need a 1/3, making Cloud Shift into an Anticipate is, I guess, a playable thing you can do. We really have a lot of dig, so I think if your opponent doesn't have a removal spell, we're going to be able to set up a Pickles combo in a lot of games, but of course it's going to depend. Rurik Tar, that's probably a card we don't really want to see. This card I think is fine. I mean, we don't care if they gain some life, and I would rather have Unsummon or Pacifism, but there is no pacifist in this pack, so I'm gonna take Path of Peace, and yeah, that's a playable removal spell. Here there is a Man of War finally. Nice. It's also Loyal Sentry, which I think you can combine Loyal Sentry with Cloud Shift. So you block with Loyal Sentry, the trigger goes on the stack, and then you Cloud Shift Loyal Sentry. But I'm gonna take Man of War. Be happy about it. Man of War, Cloud Shift. And you can mine Man of War your own Court Hussar if you need some more cards. Alright, here there is not much at all. I guess Disenchant is a fine side reward. You never know what kind of insane artifacts or enchantment there is in these sets. So. And yeah, Court Hussar number 3. I think at this point we can cut some of the lower, like Dauntless Cathar is not really necessary once you have 3 Court Hussar. Ooh, Phantom Seer. Yeah, Phantom Seer is another interesting morph, and there's not much else anyway. I think that can replace Angelic Page. This is basically Gush on legs. You morph it and then you morph it up. And it's a Gush. Take Protection Helix now. Let's see. This looks like a fine deck. Not sure if we want to play Quicksand. I think losing a land could be pretty painful. And I guess I'll take Sift in case I play against another control deck. Maybe I want to force Sift. Take the white card. Probably not good. It is a cute card. It's from Urza's Saga. Yeah. Uncommon for some reason. It was common in Urza's Saga and it wasn't even very good. So I'm not sure why that card is uncommon. Maybe there is some sick combo with that card. Yeah, so you can destroy any creature. Fencing Ace against a aggressive deck with a bunch of 1 toughness creatures. Yeah, guess plan A is to assemble a Pickles combo. Plan B is to deck your opponent with Blue Sun Scene, but we don't have enough removal for that, so I think that's going to be tough. I think the Pickles combo is going to be the best way to win. Alternatively, we can get a huge Brine Elemental and keep attacking them. That's also a good plan. So we don't have too many white cards, but we do have 3 Court Hussar. I think this is a 10-7. Only 2 planes, yeah, not really. I think 10-7 is a nice option here. That means we're gonna draw blue almost all games, and we can always morph these if we don't have blue for some reason. So yeah, this looks fine, and I'm gonna see you for round number 1. Alright, my friends, we're back for round number 1, and we have a Pickles combo. Of course, that's far in the future. We need to unmorph this for 7, or Cloud Shift, by the way. And it's pretty far off, but we have some, we can morph them, maybe keep our opponent off our back. We have a removal spell, and we're probably going to draw some Court Hussar. I can feel it. Oh, it's a Loyal Sentry. That's not the card I'm too scared about. Basically, this is a 1/1 Death Touch. So that's not so scary. The more I think about it, maybe I should play 2 Cloud Shift, because it's very good with Brine Elemental, and you can assemble a Pickle combo way earlier. But black-white. So we're probably gonna have to play a Brine Elemental and block next turn, as little as I like it, because we're gonna get beaten down pretty hard here. Opponent is meaning business with this card. The card is very aggressive. But they didn't have a free drop. So there is that. Yeah. I really... Because if I had a cloud shift, I would have rather played a Vesuvian Shapeshifter. But I really don't want to lose my Vesuvian Shapeshifter because I have no way of getting it back. Fiend Hunter. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to pop piece that. Now here's a sweet interaction, by the way. Once we destroy this Fiend Hunter, we're gonna get the Brine Elemental unmorphed back. So we're gonna get a 5/4 next turn. So that's pretty nice. The downside is we're taking 3, but I think there's a pretty nice interaction. It's actually Fiend Hunter and Morphs. I'm not sure they have been in the same set before. Another option, slower, is we could have maybe played the Vesuvian Shapeshifter and copied Fiend Hunter, but I think that's too slow. We're gonna take too much damage. So there was an option, but I think that's too slow. Okay, we have to watch out for Notion Thief, maybe. Notion Thief in response to Sift would be bad. Okay, so there is pacifism. So if I draw a land right now, I have the Pickles combo, but I didn't. I could Sift for a land, maybe take 3. I could also cast Treasure Keep. I think that's better because I want my opponent to be tapped out before I do this combo, and Treasure Keep is a pretty hard card to attack through. Now my opponent also is not losing any more life. Not that that's super relevant, but that was actually a way to win. Another Fiend Hunter. Okay. Oh no, it was Unearth. Okay, yeah, okay, I see. Because who is lucky enough to have 2 Fiend Hunter? Okay, that was one way I got pretty punished. But tap out and I draw a land, and we're in good shape. Ugh. So if my opponent has 2 creatures, I'm dead. And I'm gonna have to cast. I could cast a Vesuvian Shapeshifter. That way my opponent can't block with this. And it's pretty unlikely to have one more removal spell, right? Really want to draw a land here. Because if I Sift, I go down to 2. And if my opponent has 2 creatures, I lose. Pretty unlikely they do have 2 creatures. 2, 3, 5, 6. Sorry, never mind. I have to cast this. And hope they don't have another removal spell, I guess. Swords to Plowshares. Alright. So I couldn't have won anyway because yeah, I'm dead. That was sad because I was so close to winning the game. Although, since my opponent did have Swords to Plowshares, as soon as they draw planes, they could have undone all of this. I'm going to take out one Sift for a Cloud Shift. I think Cloud Shift is pretty good when my opponent has Fiend Hunter and Pacifism. I could also put in God's Willing, but I don't think that's necessary. It's a little overkill. Alright, we have this Shoreline Range which can give us a 3rd land, and meanwhile we have some Dragon's Eye Savant or Fathom Seer. Probably a Dragon's Eye Savant. I didn't see too many flyers, actually only one. Okay, so I'm gonna cast a Dragon's Eye Savant and hope to draw a land natural. There we go. Cost 0/6. And this card is only when it blocks a creature, so I can block that card as much as I like. Alright, that's aggressive. That is very aggressive. I could Mana War my Dragon's Eye Savant. Savannah Alliance. Or I can just morph Brine Elemental. I think I like morphing Brine Elemental here. that's not very good, right? I just sacrifice my Dragon Size a lot. Not a great combo with pacifism, I have to say. Okay, I don't really know what this is, but I think my opponent's not reading his cards. Okay. What can you do? It's a new format and we'll learn something from this. What I'll do now is cast Savannah Lions and morph a Phantom Seer, and if my opponent has some kind of sweeper, I can draw 2 cards, because this card is Gush when it's morphed down. Alright, Brainstorm is fine. Is my opponent really splashing for Brainstorm? Seems a little loose. I don't think Brainstorm is that good. Obviously, it depends on how many shuffle effects you have. I mean, my opponent may have some Ash Barons to help them play 3 colors. So, but I generally don't think Brainstorm is that insane in this format. As you saw in my draft, I didn't prioritize it very high anyway. Curse Catcher, another card. I think I'm being rough on my opponent here, but I don't think this card is very good either. It's on the board, which means that I can always play around it. It will block my Savannah Lion though. I think that's fine. I can't avoid that anyway. I don't think it's worth mana warring a 1-drop. Swords again. Okay, can't do anything about that. Let's get into the point where I'm gonna not cycle this Shoreline range. I'm just gonna hard cost it. I don't really need too many more lands. Yeah, it's predictable, and go. Could be super greedy and morph up this and then return it, draw some more cards, but I think drawing 2 is enough, and I want to cast this Shoreline Ranger next turn if I can. Zombie 5 for a 5. Okay, we can mana war that at some point, hopefully. Which means that my opponent may not be able to replay it, but I think that can wait. I'm just going to cast a 3/4, that way I can unmorph Phantom Seer next turn and play Mana War, so that's more mana efficient. I don't get to attack for 2, but there's no rush. There's no rush. It's a cute combo with this card. You cycle it and then you bring it back. I think my opponent might have wanted to attack first, so then I can't block, but whatever. Now here's a tricky situation. I could attack with my morph, but if my opponent blocks, I get punished pretty hard. So I think I'm gonna cast Mana War. I get super punished if my opponent blocks, and I don't want to take that risk, so I'm just gonna do this now. I'm basically casting Gush here. I didn't do too many good cards, but at least I got a Mirford. And yeah, so if I attack with Phantom Seer, my opponent blocks. If I unmorph this, I lose it, and that could be very bad. Okay. So now my opponent has a 4-power unblockable, but I think I'm winning this race. I'm attacking for 5 if my opponent doesn't want to block, which they probably won't want to. Ooh, Sift. I'm gonna start with this because if I draw something expensive, I'd rather play that than Sift. I can either cast Cortosar, which adds to the board but doesn't really attack or block in a meaningful way, so I think it's better to cast Sift. Because a 1-3 doesn't do much here. Ooh, Cloud Shift is interesting. discarded the wrong card. I should have discarded a island. Oh well. That was a mistake. Let's see if we get punished. I don't think we're gonna get too punished because I'd rather bounce the Twisted Abomination. That was a little bit of a punt. I should have discarded an island, and it didn't matter. Okay, so opponent is on the Esper train. God's Willing. Interesting. Could be a blowout against Pacifism, Basokan, Cloud Shift. So yeah, we're gonna play it like this. Alright, again, fine hand, early plays, and some card advantage with Fathom Seer. I think that in this game my opponent probably has learned a lesson about Loyal Sentry. I don't think they're gonna attack into a big creature this game. It's very possible they boarded it out. It is just blocking Death Touch. My opponent's not doing anything. In that case I'm gonna cast Merfolk Looter. I don't need to play a 0/6. Just get this Looter's probably gonna die, but that's fine. I don't really need a Merfolk Looter too much in this game. I think I'm starting with this card and passing the turn. I don't want to use Merfolk Looter before. Okay, I don't mind that. The reason I don't want to use Looter yet is I don't really know what I'm going to discard. So I'm going to wait to my opponent's turn. So I get more information. I also get to draw 2 cards. My opponent gets to draw an additional card, but that's fine. And yes, I want to do that. 2 cards. Alright, we drew lands. We may loot away a Dragon-sized Savant. I'm not sure we're gonna need it. Guess maybe I should have played around Notion Thief. Loyal Sentry, fine. We can win this game with decking with if we need to. There's the blues I see. Alright, I think it would be nice to see my opponent's hand, but don't really think I need to. I'm definitely not gonna sift. Here's a situation where I think I want to loot now because it may form my decision. Savannah Lions, that's a nice play. But it doesn't do much. I think it's discard Savannah Lions. A little greedy, but hey, that's how we roll. And I think I cast Fathom Seer. I don't really need to use it. Alright, I don't think I can afford to gush here. I just set myself back too much. And I'd rather lose Fathom Seer than Brine Elemental or versus my Shapeshift because I have this Pickles combo. Brainstorm again, that's fine. And I didn't want Savannah Lions. I don't think the Savannah Lions do a lot here. It's nice to cast Savannah Lions on another card, but I think it's I have more impactful spells in my hand. Maybe I can get this Willbender to go off. Would be nice. I wouldn't mind drawing a Cloud Shift, so I can run out Brine Elemental and respond to a removal spell with Cloud Shift. Okay, so my opponents just Brainstorm, so they're gonna have a good play this turn, I think. Unless they got very unlucky. Alright, that's fine. guess now I kind of wish I had kept Savannah Lions, but oh well. That's a good card at some point. I think I may have to discard Sift here. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have time for Sift, and I have a Blue Sun Zenith at some point, so Sift is gonna go bye-bye. And could cast Willbender, have the mana up. I can basically morph anything here. I'll start by making a little bit of a tempo play, casting Man of War, bouncing the Kongming, and then I can trade for Loyal Sentry, and my opponent's gonna be hopefully using almost all their mana next turn. And I could Island Cycle as well. May not be the worst play in the world, because the 3/4 flyer is good, but there's 2 mana away here. Fiend Hunter. That's a risky play, but it's gonna work here. I could copy Fiend Hunter with the Suvan Shapeshifter and get my Mana War back. That's kind of spicy. So yeah, it's a little risky play, but yeah, I'm gonna Island Cycle here. I think I'm gonna have enough things to do, as well as having a big draw spell in my hand. Come on, I want to draw Cloud Shift. Loot. Let's go Island. Okay, so I could cast. Now, if you play with Suvan Shapeshifter and morph it up, you're not gonna get the constant play ability, right? So you have to cast it. So if I cast the Suvan Shapeshifter copying Fiend Hunter, I'm gonna have a Fiend Hunter which can take my opponent's Fiend Hunter. Then I get Man of War back, which bounces a creature, but my opponent does not have too many expensive creatures right now. It's tough. I'd rather do that when my opponent has a Kongming in play. So why don't I play a land? And cause a couple of morphs. It's gonna be hard for my opponent to guess which one is which. At which point, yeah. I can take 2 or 3 or 5 if my opponent plays, but then next turn I will have some good tempo plays. I may even get to lock my opponent out depending on what happens here. We have outs. So hopefully my opponent casts Kongming. And don't have another Source to Plowshares. It's my hope at least. Okay, so they do have Ash Barrens. That makes sense. It's good with Brainstorm. Okay, Kongming. And unless my opponent has Swords to Plowshares, I think we're gonna win. Because now I get to unmorph this Brine Elemental. Can even actually attack here. My opponent's not gonna wanna block. And they don't get an untap step. So they're even gonna take, they're not gonna take any damage from Lacerator, but next turn I can lock them out with Suvan Shapeshifter, unless they have a Swords to Plowshares, but they need to have it now, or else I will have Willbender ready. Or even Cloud Shift. Not even gonna loot because my hand is perfect. So play a land, and now I have both Willbender and Cloud Shift. And Pickles combo is assembled. In limited, that's nice. And I get to kill my opponent pretty fast too, which is a nice thing about the Picket's Lock. Could have attacked with Willbender, but why? Why bother? That's nice. So in my next upkeep, I got my opponent's not conceding, so I can do this. But basically, in my upkeep, I get to turn this face down, and then I can morph it up again. And my opponent's never gonna get another untap step. I do get to play untapped land, so if they have another Swords to Plowshares, they can get out of it. But if they have something expensive, they're never gonna be able to use it. So that was sweet. I will see you round 2, where we'll hopefully get to assemble some more pickles. Alright, we're back. It looks like a fine hand to me. Savannah Lions Looter into 3-drop. It's gonna look like a pretty aggressive hand if I draw a land. And we have Brine Elemental for later, so feeling good about this hand. Okay, so going aggro here. I think there is a Pyroclasm format, so as I say that, there is a red card, but my opponent then also played a Frenzied Goblin, so they're probably aggressive. So I'm gonna play Looter here. I'm on the blocking game here, I think, so I'm gonna pass. I'm on the blocking game. When my opponent plays Frenzied Goblin, you usually want to block. Squadron Hawk, uh-oh. How many are we getting? This could be bad. Only 1, that's acceptable. Okay, so here's again, there's almost no way, even if I loot, there's almost no way I'm going to do anything else than casting Court to Tsar. So I'm going to start by attacking. There's no way I can avoid a trade for Savannah Lions and Squadron Hawk, and I would be happy blocking trading for Frenzied Goblins. So I think this is a fine spot to attack. Alright, I'm trading for a flyer at least. I'm playing Court to Tsar and loot on my opponent's turn when I more know what I want or don't want. Okay, Fathom Seer Cloudshift Plains. Land would be nice, but I probably can find a land with Looter. Fathom Seer is also nice, but I don't have another blue sword, so I'm gonna take Cloudshift here. Can maybe do the sick combo of morphing Brine Elemental and Cloudshifting. So, I mean, I can probably discard Path of Peace. Doesn't look very efficient here. Okay, Squadron Hawk. It's fine. They didn't use it. I wonder if they only have 2 or maybe have 1 more in their hand. Frenzied Goblin number 2. They're on the aggressive. Right, I think I'm going to discard Path of Peace. It looks inefficient against my opponent. Okay, there's nothing I really want to Man of War here. I could attack with Court to Tsar, but if they triple block, I down trade, so I'm going to cast this face down. And again, not looting now, I want to loot in my opponent's turn. But I'm probably going to discard this Plains. I could respond by cloud shifting my Brine Element. It's a little risky. But I can also just take 3 damage, who cares? I don't want to block with Looter just yet, soon though, soon. So if I cloud shift Brine Element, I get blown out by Swords to Plowshares or Lightning Bolt. So I think it's a little risky. I'm gonna loot. Bye Plains, and I'm gonna take 3, that's fine, right? Alright, not too worried about that. Okay, I'm gonna start by attacking with Court to Tsar. I could attack with the Morph and hope my opponent is scared and not block it, but that seems bad. I'm gonna cast this, and I can unmorph it and look at my opponent's hand, and then if they don't have anything, I can cloud shift the brine element. Of course, they may not even attack. But... Okay, so they did have 3 Squirrel Orcs in their deck. Makes sense, you don't really want to play 2. And they shouldn't have any more in there. They didn't give haste. Interesting. Could have given that haste. Uh-oh, that's a scary card. Alright, it's a problem because I don't really want my opponent to do that, but I think I'm discarding, since my opponent has that, I want to flood the board, so I'm discarding Sift here. And cloud shifting, there's no real point. I'm gonna mana war that. I think I have to. And attack with these. And go. So now if they play that and give it haste, I can blink my Mana War in response to either bounce one of their creatures to bounce it, or I didn't. I can wait, I guess. At this point, I really want to reach 7 mana for this Brine Elemental. Ooh, we have the Pickles combo, that's nice. We do need to cloud shift first, but so I play land, morph this. And with cloud shift we should be in good shape. Need one more land, but it should be durable. Okay, so we could bounce that with Mana War, but then we can't cloud shift our Brine Elemental, so I don't know if that's right. I think I'm gonna go for okay, so I have to cloud shift now. I'm gonna cloud shift Brine Elemental. Drew a lot of lands, but I did get a backup Brine Elemental. That's kind of nice. Hopefully my opponent taps out here. I'm actually losing to this card. It's interesting. It's a good card, but it's only really one of the only few cards I could ever lose to here. Okay, I don't care about that. Hopefully they give that haste and just play a random creature. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So I take 5 here, and then my opponents cannot untap anymore. Question is, what can I attack with? Don't want to risk the Brine Elemental, but Collision Relic. Alright, so this can copy that, and they skip their untap step. I can start by looting. Willbender, that's very nice. That's very nice, actually. At some point I can even have protection from almost anything. So how about I actually think I can attack with Brine Elemental, because I really don't want to attack with 7 Shapeshift, because only a few ways I can lose. Seems nice. Because if they block and kill Brine Elemental, I can play another one. And that works too. We're gonna have to do some extensive sideboarding because my opponent is playing a very aggressive deck. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at their hand so I can get some info for next game. I'd rather show my Blues on seat. So what are they cooking with? Anything interesting? Act of Treason, Whirling Outburst, 2 Dauntless Katarna Plains. So they don't have an answer just yet. Act of Treason does not interact in a meaningful way. Okay, so I'll move this. Cast a Willbender, and then my opponent is basically locked out. And they may be able to push some damage, but it's not going to be fast enough. Right. Yes. Alright, so here we get to see the Pictus combo in action. Which is nice. Yeah, usually people scoop against that. Alright, so they're very aggressive with a couple of Frenzied Goblins, Squadron Hawks, stuff like that. Angelic Page is interesting. It's a 1/1 that can block as a 2/2. They also have a bunch of token makers. But I'm definitely going to remove 1 Sift. Possibly I even want to remove 2 Sift, but because I have 3 Courtier, which does somewhat of a similar thing. And what do I want? Quicksand is nice against Frenzied Goblin. I want Fencing Ace, I think. Because I also played 2 Crimson Mage, and this card blocks those pretty good. I mean, they can still give haste, but that's okay. I want another Cloud Shift, I think. It works nicely against Frenzied Goblin. Apart from that, I think we're good. Maybe this Collision Relic is too dirty. But it does help us get up to 7 mana. Sure, I think it's a little too dirty. I'm gonna put in Angelic Page. And hope to not get rushed to death against my opponent's aggressive creatures. It's a little awkward. Savannah Lion though is a nice card, and then we have Sift and Scene to get cards back. It's not really the starting hand I want, but I don't think we can mulligan this. No Frenzied Goblin though. The Old Ghost Ship. Sadly it's a 4-drop. We have a lot of morphs, so it's a little unlucky to draw this many cards and no thing to do on turn numero 3, but hey. Blocking here to buy time. Okay, Act of Furies. Fine. There is no exert to punish us. We do get punished by this draw though. Don't think this was an unreasonable hand, but at least Ghost Ship is pretty good against Squadron Hawk. 2 Squadron Hawks, okay. Come on, morph of some kind. It's a good card, but it's a 4-drop. That's annoying. And they draw a land, so we are in trouble. But let's see. If they play a ground creature, I'm gonna cast Treasure Keeper. If they play a Squadron Hawk, I'm gonna play Frenzied Goblin. Ugh. And another land. Okay, so they're gonna block whatever we cast. I think Treasure Keeper is still the best. And there's not much we can do here. This hand is too slow. Probably gonna have to go to game number 3, but if they don't have an answer, we do stabilize the board next turn with the Old Ghost Ship. Yep, we take 5. It's a third of our life total. And this draw has been very bad, I guess. There was a risk of keeping it, but I'm bluffing Cloud Shift here, by the way. If they have absolutely nothing, we're still in this game. If they have almost anything, we're dead. Not a great place to be. I wish this was Sphinx's Revelation instead. It's possible we should board this out too for some more interaction. Maybe 3 Quartosar is just enough. Card draw. And what we want instead, I don't even know. Okay. It's not a card we lose to. So they're sacrificing. Either they have an Act of Heroism or they're sacrificing a score not to deal 2, which I think is fine play. Alright, that was bad. I'm gonna cast Sift. Alright, so we can either we're gonna discard an island, but we can either cast Dragon-Sized Savant or hold up Cloud Shift. Okay, so Cloud Shift works pretty nicely against Frenzied Goblin, whereas Dragon-Sized Savant is a nice blocker. I think we can cast this. This works better against, if my opponent has a red spell they want to play, we're probably just going to do that and then not use the Frenzied Goblin. So this plays better into that. So I'd rather make a play that's good if my opponent does something else. Whereas Cloud Shift is only good if my opponent is using Frenzied Goblin, which I may not even do. And yeah, if my opponent gives that haste and attacks with everything, it's much better to do it this way. Downside is that I don't get to see my opponent's hand, but yeah. Feeling very anxious about this game, but we're not out of it yet. So if my opponent gives the Morph Haste, they can't use Frenzied Goblin. Alright, so maybe it would have been better. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely block the Frenzied Goblin and that, so I take 4, but I get rid of the Frenzied Goblin, which is a problem. Alternatively, I could kill the Savannah Lion and use Cloud Shift next turn to get around Frenzied Goblin. That's probably better, actually. That way I also use up another mana. I save a life, and in that case I should kill the Crimson Mage because that card is strictly better than Savannah Lion, of course. So yeah, I think I'm fine leaving Frenzied Goblin alive just because I have Cloud Shift that actually can blow my opponent out. Okay, so let's do it like this. I go to 5, kill a creature. Ooh, I could kill, could use it on Ghost Ship and gain 4 life regenerated, or I can use it on Treasure Keeper. If I use it on Treasure Keeper, I get to do this cascade thing. It could be bad if I hit Court Hussar. I could also use Path of Peace on my opponent's creature. But I could also not use it and cast a Blues Unseen. I think that's better. I'm just going to pass the turn here. Use Cloud Shift on the card my opponent is using Frenzied Goblin on, and then draw 3 cards with Blues Unseen. I'm a little scared about hitting Court Hussar, because Court Hussar would just die. Alright, that's not gonna happen, no. I'm glad I kept up Cloud Shift, which I was probably gonna do no matter what. So now I don't think my opponent can attack if they don't have anything. Oh, maybe they can. Okay. So I could cast Blues Unseen it for, but Cloud Shift doesn't do anything here. So now I'm gonna. How could a morph be? I don't even know. I'm dead to bolt no matter what, but this way. Irish Shaman, okay. Just wondering what kind of card that would be. Okay, I'm gonna draw 3 cards. I would have hit the Court Hussar, so that would have just died. So I'm pretty happy I didn't do that play. Yeah. Okay, so now I only have 1 Court Hussar left in my deck, which means that the play is way more reasonable now. I'm gonna start by casting Court Hussar and see what I get. Okay, so there's the last Court Hussar. By the way, another Blues Unseen. I could also get Brine Elemental, which is a pretty important card to have. But do I really need that? This is tough. I don't think it's Blues Unseen. It's either Brine Elemental or Court Hussar. So this turn I'm going to cast Path of Peace on Treasure Keeper. I think I don't want to die to Bolt. I don't have a Vesuvian Shapeshifter, but Brine Elemental is... I'm going to take... I'll take Court Hussar. It's close, but... And then I'm going to attack with Treasure Keeper, and the only bad hit I think is Cloud Shift. Cloud Shift is not good here. So I really don't hope I hit Cloud Shift. Okay, that's fine, it's a flyer. And it's a pretty close game. Opponent still has 3 cards in hand. Frenzied Goblin, which is looking worse and worse for every turn that passes, so there is that at least. So we could cast Shoreline Ranger and Looter. That looks like a fine turn to me. So if I attack with Courtisan, my opponent probably can't block because of Angelic Page, so I can get a damage through here. It's kind of nice. I can cast Courtisan next turn. Alright, that's fine. I think this is looking pretty good. It's hard for my opponent to attack. And eventually I'm going to draw into my combo, but I wasn't in a big hurry. Willbender, Cloud Shift. I think Willbender is a very nice card to have in this situation because it just prevents me from dying to burn spells, Act of Treason, cards like that. Okay, what was that? And with 2 flyers, I can probably pretty safely attack with Shoreline Ranger. 4 damage to target player. Alright, I'm gonna Willbender that back to you. So guess my opponent should have responded. I'm not going to use Angelic Page here because I want to block with it. Uh-oh, another red. Okay, so now my board is getting a little bit wide here. So I have to be a little bit more careful now. But my opponent is out of cards. I'm a little bit scared about Magus of the Wheel too. Okay, land can go. Ooh, Brine Elemental, nice. So that's 1 mana short of unmorphing it. And there we have the combo. And now that I cast Resident Shapeshift, I can morph it up and copy the Willbender, so I'm again protected from any sort of targeted effect. And this card can probably attack now, right? Yeah. So the only card I'm scared about is Magus of the Wheel. But my opponent is 1 red mana short of playing it, giving it haste and sacrificing it, so I'm not too scared. It's looking pretty good. Okay. block like that, and yeah, my opponent can make a 1/1. I don't really care. That's fine. Yep. And we want to draw lands here. So I think it's going to fence on this is fine. This way, I can play a land, have 10 mana, then I can cast Brine Elemental face up, unmorph it with Resilient Shapeshift, and still have Willbender at the ready. So my opponent has 8 blockers, I have 9 attackers, but let's just end this game now. I mean, not end it in it that I can attack and my opponent is dead, but okay, so my opponent takes 4. I could make it 5, but not really necessary. Yeah, I can even cast his face down. No. Yeah. Okay. My opponent had enough. Okay, let's just make sure that we don't lose to anything stupid here. That can block that. That can block that. That can block that. That can block that. Might as well double block. I'll take 2 with Willbender ready, so okay. Alright, 2-0. I will immediately play the last round because why not? Talking a little bit slower now because it is somewhat of a difficult game to concentrate on, and some of these cards are new, so you have to bear with me while we're playing the finals and see if we can take this draft down. We get to be on the play, so that's nice. This is very borderline, but we have the Pickles combo, we have a relic. I think I'm gonna gamble to draw another land. I haven't played against a control deck yet, so hopefully this is a control deck that's slow so we can have some time to set up. But it's possible this format is very aggressive. Although blue usually isn't too aggressive. Uh-oh. Are we gonna choke in the finals? Let's see. Prophetic Prism. Okay, so my opponent is very Looks like a slow deck. Alright. Greedy Keep got punished. We still are in the game if you draw a land next turn, I think. White, so there's some Esper control action here. Okay, Court to Zar, fair enough. I think it's fine to play Court to Zar with a Prophetic Prism if you're not playing white, because at worst this is a 3-mana Anticipate, which is not good, but you have the advantage that sometimes you're gonna draw the Prism and then this card. It's just a very nice card. I think 1/3 Vigilance Anticipate is a very good deal for 3-mana. But I also love Seagate Oracle in every format. So. It's just my kind of card. Alright, it was a Plains, which is a little weird because we're playing 10 islands and 7 plains. But hey, I'm not going to complain. At the very least now I have blue mana, unless my opponent blows Coalition Relic up. Which, I mean, there is Disenchant. But is my opponent really going to splash Disenchant? So for those who don't know, if you don't use Coalition Relic for mana, you can load it up and you get 2 mana next turn. Or you can just use 1 mana and load it up another turn. This card is getting played in cube, so some of you are probably familiar with it. Forest. And a Horseshoe Crab, wow. Maybe my opponent has the Retraction Helix, which is blue mana, a creature gains tap bounce. That's a very sick combo with Horseshoe Crab. Although I don't think that it can bounce lands. Hold up, I'm gonna check it out here. Retraction Helix. Retraction Helix, non-land permanent. Okay, so I don't have to get my entire land get blown back to my hand. So that's good. Okay, Coalition Relic, you have to show your true colors here. It's very likely I'm just going to cost Treasure Keeper. I really want to develop my board. I don't need to cost Sift just yet. Vesuvian Shapeshifter copying Court to Zar would be nice too. Okay, so I have some options here. I could cost Vesuvian Shapeshifter copying Court to Zar, get to that comes into playability, but then I actually think I get to keep it too because I cost it for white. Or I can cost Treasure Keeper, which blocks both my opponent's creatures. I can cost 2 more, but then I can't load the Coalition Relic. I just think I rather it's tough. If my opponent has a removal spell, it's definitely better to just cost Treasure Keeper. This is very tough. I'm gonna draw some cards. I think it's better to cost double Brine Elemental. I think this plays around removal much better because now my opponent, even if they kill 1 morph, I still have another one. But whereas if I play so when Shapeshifter, it's out in the open and exposed. Okay, so basically I'm cycling for an island. So if my opponent's attack, I can double block Court to Zar. I don't really know what can go wrong. I don't think my opponent's going to play Giant Growth, but maybe they are. Rivals of Ixalan Basics. I think we should have gotten full art Basics, but maybe that's just me. That was a tough turn. I prefer the play that puts 2 permanents on the battlefield. So if my opponent attacks, they must have a Giant Growth, or they're just missing something. But I have the long game with double Sift, so I shouldn't feel a need to rush things here. But okay, I see what's going on. So my opponent can make a bunch of 1/1s because they can untap that. Okay, that's kind of spicy, but if I can get my combo going, that doesn't matter. Land is very nice. So now that's 7. So if I load it up, I can actually cast. I can unmorph them next turn. So why don't I just cast this face down? I don't have another blue if I not want to use Coalition Relic. So I'm actually gonna set up for the Pickles combo here. And hope my opponent does not have a removal spell. And if they have a removal spell, they have to target the right creature, which is sometimes hard. If they have this figure, I can morph this up, copying a Horseshoe Crab, and then it survives. So my opponent can make a bunch of 1/1s, but if I can get my combo going, that doesn't matter because the untap step goes away. Yep. So they make 3 1/1s, which is fine for the moment, but if they have an answer to my things, it could get out of hand, for sure. Yeah, this is a cute combo, but we have an antidote for it. So this is only a constant play effect, so if I unmorph with a Shapeshifter with this, I don't get to use the ability. Because it's enter the battlefield and the Sylvan Shapeshift is already in play. So if there is some kind of infest in this format, I get blown out. I have to admit. But maybe they have their own Sylvan Shapeshifter. That would be interesting. So do I want to morph? Definitely want to charge this thing up. Do I want to unmorph the Sylvan Shapeshifter? Not really, right? I mean, there's no point. Okay, so I did draw land. That means I don't even have to. So I could either unmorph now, or I can wait till my opponent uses Horseshoe Crab. If I do it now, I can load the relic, which is not super relevant, honestly. But if I wait, I get to take them with their pants down. So I'm just going to pass here, losing a mana, but I get to now lock them out. But if I do it now, they're not even going to use Horseshoe Crab. So let's hope I can somehow slog through these tokens eventually. I'm going to maybe get a flyer into play and fly over. Alright, so now I'm going to do it. Losing a mana, but I still have 2 blue. And if I can get the Pickles combo going, that should be fine. And they can't attack me without losing they can't untap the saplings anymore if they are white. So if they have Swords to Plowshares, that could be bad. But they're gonna have a very short window to do that. Okay, so if I attack with the Brine Elemental, that can end up bad for me, even though I could use unmorph another. So I think the safest is just to unmorph this. There's very little my opponent can do. And eventually I'm going to draw a flyer. Alright. I'm going to sift now. I could also maybe deck them with the Blue Sun Zenith, so I'm not I'm not in a rush to win this game. Sift. Getting a Willbender would be very nice. There is Blues Unseen. Okay, I can get rid of a land. And no Willbender just yet. Cortusar. And unless they have Swords to Plowshares, I think we're good to go. But I can't play around Swords to Plowshares, I don't think. Because I don't have a Willbender right now. So Swords to Plowshares or bust. I guess he could also have something for any color, but Lightning Bolt doesn't do it anymore. Does it in the upkeep. I have another land now, by the way. Yes. So, are they gonna concede or do they have an answer? Right now, I haven't presented a win condition, so they should not scoop, I don't think. Okay. Need to keep one and a blue open at all times, of course. Looking for that Willbender. Also, even if my opponent gets out of this somehow, I have now built up my board pretty tough that I can go Path of Peace on the Horseshoe Crab and not be even that behind. I think at this point I'd rather have a land and a Sift because I have this Blues Unseen. Okay, I already played a land, fine. That's fine. There's a lot of answers, but they are limited. Retraction Helix only buys a turn because they don't get an untap step, so I don't think that's gonna do it. It's interesting though. Invigorate. Okay, interesting. Is this some kind of fight spell? I'm confused. Is this like... Okay, I see. That's one way to do it. That was brutal. Alright, I guess we have to Path of Peace the Horseshoe Crab and play a normal game now. Okay, so it's a 6/9 with 5 damage on it. So I could trade for the Brine Elemental, but I could also Shump block it and not take 6. But I think I'm gonna need this 1 freeze to hold a fort against these 1 toughness creature, so I'm just gonna take it. Okay, it's too bad I didn't have a Willbender. 5/9, so I'm definitely gonna Path of Peace to grab. Guess I might as well cast a Courtisaur first. Still can win with Blues Unseen, but it's gonna be messy. Cloud Shift is probably good. It's 1 turn too late. 1 turn too late. But there was no way I could play around it. And Path of Peace to grab. They can make a 1/1 in response. That's fine. It's gonna be a tough game. Can I attack? If they take it, I have 3 blockers left. Block with Courtisaur and 3 tokens. I get to kill 3 tokens, which I'm just gonna cast Nerf Glute. Okay. So close to winning the game. That's a problem. And my opponent has 8 mana. Ooh, that's kind of nice. That can actually redirect the. So I have 11 mana. So I could Blue Suns for 8, 9 if I use that. So if I'm really lucky, I could Blue Suns into my opponent and top deck it. But that's pretty unlikely. I'm gonna cast this. And I think it's time to start attacking now. And counters, but my opponent has it all. Well, I have to start attacking, otherwise I'm just going to lose to the Wild Heart and Volker. I could always Cloud Shift a Brine Elemental if I really need a blocker. I guess I kill. I can either kill Courtisaur and 2 tokens or 3 tokens. Seems like it's better to kill the Courtisaur and 2 tokens then. Okay, I can cast Blues Unseen at end of turn, but I'm not really sure what I'm gonna draw. I think it's better to cast Treasure Keeper here. Killer of the Sleepless. Okay, not sure why they do that pre-combat, but now Cloud Shift becomes good. That could be a Willbender, but I also want to catch my opponent when they attack. Okay, no. Of course, it's a Wyvern. Everything's going wrong here. But at the very least, they can't Wyvern the Blues Unseated anymore. Alright, so now they have to blink something else. But the reason I waited was that I wanted to catch my opponent with their pants down when they were attacking, but I guess maybe that was too. Dragon's Eyes Savant. I'm not gonna get the Blues Unseated for 18. I could cast Blues Unseated and pray that I hit another one, but I'm first gonna cast this face down, see their hand. See if I want to cast it now. They have Prophetic Prism and Woolly Lock, so okay. Right. What I could do is Man of War my Brine Elemental and play it and unmorph it. That is total sum of 12 mana, which I think I have. So I could do that next turn. And if they're not careful, that could be good enough. There is the Prophetic Prism. If I get down to low enough cards in my library, I could also do the double Blues Unseated thing, which is not an unreasonable thing to do. Okay, so they have a Mystic of the Hidden Wave. Okay. 5, 8, 9. So next I'm gonna get to do that. I'll go down to 5 cards. I actually think I have a game plan here that's not completely out of the question. I'm gonna have to loot now to okay, Sift is very interesting. 16, so yeah, I think Fathom Seer. So I'm gonna draw to 4. I can loot to 3, Fathom Seer down to 1. So I don't really need Sift. So it's fine. Alright, Savannah Lions. Play a land. Cost Man of War. Man of War the Brine Elemental. Cost Brine Elemental. Unmorph it. So they don't get untap, and might as well loot now. There's Blues Unseated. Okay. I think. Okay, so my plan now is to survive one more turn. We can attack with this. Then I can Blues Unseated my opponent. And then untap and do it again, because I'm gonna be down to no cards left. Okay, there I have Fathom Seer. Okay, that's a little scary, but I can't do anything about it. Alright, so I'm gonna play an island. Cast Savannah Lion. Cast Morph, and then I can blue sun Zenith for 7 and then draw it. And then win. So if my opponent gives me one more turn and doesn't have a counter spell, I can win. But it's asking a lot, but could happen. They have a Woolly Loxodon. Okay, that's fine. Come on, tap out. I know they have a Woolly Loxodon. So I'm not even gonna do. Okay, so blue sun Zenith for 5, 7, 9, 12, 13. So I need 15 mana. I have 5, 9, 11, 13, 14. So hang on a second. Right now I have 5, 9, 11, 13, 14 mana. If I load this relic, I have even more. So I actually don't even need to cast it now. So I can target my opponent. I hope they don't have anything. Draw 13 cards. Oh, I won! That was an insane game. Wow. I'm a little bit down on time though. I only have 13 and 10 minutes, so I have to play faster now. Disenchant seems like it's a fine card. My opponent has Pillar of the Sleepless and that enchantment. So that seems good. I think I have too many card draw spells. I think Sift can go. Cloud Shift has really impressed me. That also works against Pillar of the Sleepless, works against Epic Confrontation. I guess God's Willing also works, but this way I can flip up Brine Elemental. Opponent has a couple of Mystic of the Hidden Ways, so we can't dawdle around too much. I guess I can take out. No. No, I think maybe one Cloud Shift is fine. I think it's fine. Disenchant, huh? So it kills the presence of Gone, Pillar of the Sleepless, and that's it. Obviously great. Maybe Cloud Shift is just better than that to protect my combo. Yeah, it seems so. I think maybe Savannah Lions is just completely unnecessary. And it seems to be better to have maybe Disenchant. Okay, that seems fine. Savannah Lions doesn't do anything. Just gets blocked by everything, and this is not a matchup. I have Dragon's Eye Savant as blockers, so Disenchant seems good. And the reason why Cloud Shift is better than God's Willing is because you can Cloud Shift a Brine Elemental when it's morphed down to enable the combo way earlier. So I can win on turn 5. Yeah. Okay, so there's a shortage of lands here. So this is much better. Merfolk Looter keeps this together. Willbender is a sweet card, but I don't think this is the hand for it. Could be sweet to Willbender a Presence of God. They target their own creature and then you put it on your own, but I have Disenchant. So. Seems like a pipe dream, and I'd rather draw something more. Okay, Prophetic Prism. I'm not going to Disenchant that. It's just card disadvantage, and This matchup seems slow, so I think my opponent's eventually gonna get to their colors. I don't think that's how I win this matchup. Just randomly disenchanting that and hoping they get screwed. I don't like it. Okay, more. So they showed us Willbender and Mystic of the Hidden Way. Here's where I want to loot now because it's not clear what I want to do. Discard a land and play a Courtesan. And Cloudshift playing Shoreline Ranger. Cloudshift is spicy with Brine Elemental, and eventually I'm gonna draw a land, I think, so I'm gonna get Cloudshift. So if they have Mystic of the Hidden Way, they can either attack first or morph up first. I guess they're gonna use Ash Barrens first to get a forest. Okay, they could have attacked and hope I blocked, but I guess they don't. If I block, then, you know. Alright. So I can cast Brine Elemental and have Cloudshift ready, or I can cast Treasure Keeper. I'm gonna loot first. Alright, I think at this point I'll discard Sift. I can cast Treasure Keeper or have Brine Elemental. Treasure Keepers. More efficient. But this is a race now, and Treasure Keeper is a 3/3. It's a little scary to just Cloudshift the Brine Elemental and go to town. Morph, okay, so that could be Willbender. Collision Relic. I don't really have time for that. I'm gonna loot that away most likely. Ooh, we have the combo. Okay. As much as I like Blues Unseen, I think I may want to get rid of it here. There's no time for that. Five mana. Okay. Okay. So if I draw land, I have the combo. And I have a Merfolk Looter to ensure that, so it's looking pretty good right now. I need to hit the land, and I have a land in my graveyard I looted away. That's kind of... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, disenchant, you have to go. It's unfortunate, but... There's the land. Order. And I hope they don't have a pump spell. This land I looted away. But at the time I felt it was fine. So Epic Confrontation doesn't kill me, it puts me to 1. Man, a draw step and a loot and I didn't find a land. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. down to 2. Okay. So I can't Courtisaur anything in a meaningful way. Could drop half of a piece, I guess. Nope, we're dead. Oh, man, that was so brutal. I guess. Yeah, we're dead. Oh man, that was brutal. 1 mana off win. Oh well, what can you do, I guess. At the very least that game went by fast. Alright, we're gonna need to draw land. Preferably plains. Alright, plains is nice. I'm not gonna cause Wheelwind as a 1-2, that's just too bad. I'm still not gonna disenchant that. Okay, on a 4th land at some point, so. Or of a 7 shapeshifter, I guess. Treasure Keeper, Man of War. I have a Sift, I can take a land. Okay. You got it, man. Alright, I guess. I haven't seen too many answers, so if my opponent has... I could go ham with Cloud Shift here and hope my opponent doesn't have an answer. I also have Disenchant for Pillar of the Sleepless. I don't think there's too many cards that even deal with that, so... Alright. I'm gonna Cloud Shift that. And Sift, yeah. Epic Confrontation is at the very least a 2-for-1, so I'm okay with that. Pillory I have Disenchant for. I'll take 4 here, probably. I could also block, because I have Blue Sun Zenith, Courtisaur, a bunch of things going on. And that card is actually a problem. Yeah, I'm actually going to trade here. Tough card to beat in the long run. Probably gonna draw with 7 Shapeshifts now just because of that. Okay, do that. Ghost Ship or Shoreline Ranger. I like Shoreline Ranger better here. And So if I hadn't blocked, I would have been taking a lot of damage. For that turn, for this turn, +3, I would have been at 9. So it's all... I think it's a good decision not to block. Path of Peace. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. But also cycle Shoreline Ranger, but I might want to cast it. Alright, so what is this? Okay, we're gonna disenchant that, we can't afford to. Just too much damage. Yeah, I can cast that face down. Unmorph it. Play a land, play a Merfolk Looter. Sadly, we're kind of losing to the Mystical Hidden Way. There isn't too much we can do about it. Okay, Kindle. Alright, it's not a huge deal, but it's annoying. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we have one part of the combo here. Can we play that for some good value? No, I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna cast this card to stabilize the board, and next turn I can draw some cards. But I really need some stabilizing effect here. Also Cloud Shift the Court Hussar to maybe... Oh, that's annoying, but my opponent has 7 lands in play, so I'm dead next turn if they find a land. Okay, so we have the combo, but it's a little slow. If I had... Oh man, if I had... done that last turn, I would have been in so much better shape. Alright, we're gonna hope my opponent does not rip a land, I guess. One time, no land. Seven mana. Invigorate also kills me, by the way. But it looks like my opponent does not have a land here. I also have to win in 4 minutes, so this is going to be interesting. no land drop yet. So do I want to use Cloud Shift now? No, probably not. Rather draw land. Okay. I'm gonna have to kill my opponent somehow. Maybe I'm still dead to a land. So my opponent can just use this. Yeah, I'm probably dead, but yeah, I'm dead because whatever I do, he can pump whatever I don't block, and yeah, I'm dead. Oh well, I was one land drop away from winning. I was very close. But this game, I think maybe if I had played out this a little earlier, I could have win. But oh well. Thank you for watching. It was an interesting draft at the very least.